Well, happy St. Patrick's Day, and here we are at Stalls. As you can see, and as everyone knows, we've had to shut down due to the coronavirus and for the health and safety of all of our guests and our visitors, and well, guests and visitors and staff. So what we've chosen to do today is we're going to do a live walkthrough. So if you can't come to the museum, we're going to bring the museum to you today. So we're going to do a walkthrough of everything here. We're going to take you through the music room, then we're going to go down up and down the aisles. We do have some of our volunteer staff that came in, so they're going to answer some questions. If you have questions, we'll try to get to them. If you have any, want to see something special, just give us a shout out and we'll try to do it. Now, I'm trying something different with my stabilizer. Actually put it on a rolling tripod, so we're going to see how this works. But so when you enter Stalls, normally you will stop here and you'll be greeted by our wonderful staff with smiles, and they will have you sign in and give us your email address so that you can be notified of things like this. So that's what you would normally do here today. So, but now we're going to walk in, and again, here's kind of an overview of our music room. We have a few cars in here too. But this is the main entry area. And we're even going to demonstrate some of the music for you. So let's just make our way back over here. And I'm hoping this is going to stay in place. And I don't kick it every time I walk. So let's try. We're going to do this one right here. Very interesting piece. People love this piece here. This is a Hupfeld Phonolist Violina. I'm going to try to back it up there a little bit so we can get it all in there. And this, most of the items that we have in here are considered orchestrions. So these have more than one instrument in it. And as you can see, with that open, you can see the other instrument in there. So we're going to open this up. Don't mind me. Pop that open. No lights out. No, Rob, we are not. That's why we're doing our virtual tour today. We're not going to be open for a few weeks. Let's see if we can just carry this up here. Welcome, Mary Lou. Glad to have you. welcome, Gary. So again, that is our Wurlitzer Phonalist Violina. This one is a Model B. We also have a Model A, which is right over here. Oh, that one over there is a Model A. And basically, it's got the same setup inside, but the casings are different, the outside case. So let's see, what other ones can we jump around here and show you? We do have our, this is another one that people love to see. Jim, actually, it's not too bad. And they, honestly, they stay in tune quite well, so we haven't had to really mess with them too much, so luckily for that. So, but this is another newer piece that we have here. This is our Ramsey Banjo Orchestra. And we're going to see if we can get this one. Usually this one will work. On what we do with these, some of these are running off of an iPad. They're set up with a MIDI program, so we have them running off of an iPad, so we can demonstrate them easier that way. And then we also get the chance of doing different songs, newer songs that may not have been available at that time. So let's see if we can get this one going. Oh, we're not doing any Christmas songs. Not that time. Let's see. There you go. So that is our Ramey Banjo. And then we'll take a spin around here. I'm really going to try not to kick this stand anymore. We do have a few cars in here, as you can see. We have our 1901 Winton back there. We've got our 1886 Benz Motor Wagon replica here. We had this one at the Ford Product Development Center at their show last year, I believe it was, or the year prior to that. This is one that everybody loves to come and see here too, is our 1939 Ford Midget Racer. Let me lower this down. Not easy when you're trying to handle all this by yourself, but we'll get it to go. So here we go. So there's our Ford Midget Racer. This one here was built for William Clay Ford, and it was designed by Henry and Edsel Ford, and this was given to him on his 14th birthday. And there are photos on there showing William Clay Ford on the Dearborn test track. We did receive a letter when we purchased it, there was a letter included with the purchase that showed he had stated remembering doing 100 miles an hour on the Dearborn test track with this car. So not too bad for a 14th birthday party. But let's see, what else are we going to show you around here? Let's go over, show you this one here. This one, I got to get it back to lift up again. Getting all these things to work together. Here we go. Let's see. Come on, back up. Okay, so this one is a Mills double Violano. And these were built out in Chicago. I'll try this again. Got to put things down before I can do this. Have it come up. There we go. And now this one, what they did is they built these to be on ships. And this individual piece here was made by the Mills family, and this was put onto their own ship, or their own yacht. And the reason we know that it belonged to them is because it has a certain piece that's added on that the other units did not have. And as soon as I get a song going, I will demonstrate that piece and show you. Let's see. Should have picked out some songs beforehand. Here we go. Perfect. Violins, but there's another piece to this instrument. I'll show you that. So now it has the keyboard just like the other one's a piano, but this keyboard slides out so that you can turn off the switch and you can play along with it. So again, this one was from about 1924. Let me get that to go back up a little again. There we go. Okay, so those are a few of the items in the music room. We're going to take a step out onto the main floor now so we can take a look at some of the cars and some of the other items that we have. And again, we're more than just cars. We have automated musical instruments, as we just demonstrated. We've got some gas pumps, we've got signs, neon signs, porcelain signs. We've got all kinds of fun stuff. We've got Sylvester Stallone strength tester. I swear that's who he looks like. But, so this would be when you come into the main room. This is what you're going to see. Not what most people expect to see. And we've got our Stahls bus here, which is a 1926 REO Speedwagon bus. A beautiful piece. And we have a few of our volunteers did make it in today. So, and they're helping getting some stuff cleaned up, and we're taking some advantage of this time that we have. So, and again, here we can start out, and we'll kind of just do a walk around here. I'll lower this down a little bit so you can see all the different cars. We try to go chronologically, and with the car setup. But we do have a special corner here that we call Durant Corner. These are all vehicles that William Durant had a say in or had something to do with. So all the way up to that Durant right there. So again, these would be ones that he worked with, but then we also, as I said, have the rest of the cars go more chronologically. So we do have this 1910 Buick. This thing is not going to work. This is going to be too bumpy on this floor, so I'm just going to walk it. I'm going to just detach this, and we'll just walk it. Hang on 1 second. There we go. Okay, so we're going to leave that behind. So here we have our 1910 Buick Model F Touring. This way we can get in between cars too and show you the insides and see what it's like to be on the inside of these cars. Got our 1910 Carter car, 1914 Oakland, our 1921 Chevrolet. We actually had this one down at Little Caesars Arena not too long ago for the Toast of Hockeytown. And we got to set that one up. Thank you, Patricia. That's very nice to hear. Hope we can get you back in here soon enough. 1929 Durant. We've got this neat little thing over here, this 1904 Cyclone Cyclonette Trike. It's just really a neat piece. It's you can sit in this on either side, drive from either side. Steering goes right from the center. So, and I don't know. Let's try it. Oh, horn kind of works. Now this little guy here, this is a 1914 Woods Mobilette. And of course, with all the electric cars booming around now, this is a 1912 Baker Electric. So this is an all-electric vehicle. You can see all the controls in here. Yes, Fred is here working. And this is our 1904 Peerless, 1911 Ford Torpedo Runabout. And again, see, this is what they're doing here, is getting things going and working on some stuff. So this is our 1907 Rainier. It's our 1909 Locomobile Speedster. This is a neat car that I don't know what they're doing with just yet.
We're going to start it.
Oh, okay, they're going to start it. So this is our 1909 Austin. This was actually built in Grand Rapids. It was displayed on the floor of the Chicago Auto Show in 1909, and it was bought for $5,000 cash by a gentleman. And it was then purchased by Barney Pollard, who was thought to be the first true car collector. And this one was one of his cars. You may know the story of him hanging cars from cables and hiding them from the government so that they didn't take them all for the war effort. And this was not one of the cars that was hung, though. This one, he actually drove this car. And then it was at a private collector's in the East Coast, on the East Coast. And then we got it. So this is basically, we are the fourth owner of that car. So we'll hang on for a little bit and let them get it out of the area, and then we'll walk over so you can hear that one start up outside. Now this car, this is a 1911 it's called an American Eagle. Now, there wasn't really said to be an American Eagle car company. So this car was actually built just to test out these tires. So these are cast aluminum tires. And they were trying it out to see if these would work. So this was the test car for them. And obviously, they didn't work. So we have this was the best tire we got. We have a few of these, but that was the best one to display. So, and again, this is a one and only then. This is American Eagle. And again, used just for testing the tires. No windshield, didn't need it. So now behind me here is our Godin dance hall organ, and I'm going to see if I can back up, or I can't really zoom out anymore. See if I can back up and get this whole thing in. I might even try to get in the other aisle so you can just see the vastness of this thing. There we go. So this is our Godin dance hall organ. It is the largest Godin dance hall organ in the world. And you can see up at the top there, those bells up there. The largest one weighs about 600 pounds. And this was a travel organ. So this would travel into different areas, and it would be played for in town squares, or sometimes it may even be used to be for when they're showing movies, because they were silent movies, and this would be the entertainment, the music to be playing along with it. This is another one, again, that we do have connected to the iPad, and so that we can play some different songs. And we're going to get one going here in a second. Again, trying to do this one-handed is a little difficult, but we'll get it done. So it'll be well worth it. For this reason, for these, we do actually have disposable earplugs at the front door. For those of you who may have somewhat sensitive hearing, because it can be a little loud, but we find that most either remove them or because they want to hear it. It's just beautiful sounding. So it's firing up the lights for it. The power is on. And we're going to play a song that people love to hear on this thing. So let's get this one going. So there you have it. That is our Gaudin Dance Hall organ. And as I said, more than just cars. We have music. We've got something for everybody. People come in not really knowing what to expect, and then we see them coming back time and time again, which we love. We love it when you tell your friends, and bring your friends, bring your neighbors. You can even tell your enemies. It's, you know, you can think of that as you're being kind to others. So just share it. You don't have to come at the same time they're here. We can do that. So we've got our 1912 Hudson Model 333 Doctor's Coupe. Or, as I've heard a few times, it's a coupe. Chickens live in coupes. So say it as you will. 1913 American Underslung. This is a very neat car. It needs to come and see it. And I will warn you, do not ask me mechanical questions because I'm not there yet. I know the stories, but I don't know the mechanics, but I'm learning. I'm willing to learn. This is what we have. We call this our speedster row. So we've got all of our speedsters here. 1911 Olds Autocrat, Yellow Peril, and you can see why. We've got a 1914 Cadillac Military Sport Roadster. Here we have a 1914 Stutz Bearcat. Everybody always comments on the windscreen here. Oh. And then we do have our Essex. We did pull out for get some work done on it. And then we have our 1930 Packard. Beautiful car. It's got the staggered seating up here, which is really neat. So, and for the most part, not at this time, but when we return, what we will do is we will go back to putting our towels on the door, which we call drool rags. And you see one on here, right over here, on the Haynes. This is our 1917 Haynes. These drool rags are so you can put your hands on the doors and look inside. Because we sometimes, again, you know, the beauty is on the inside of the car. And just looking at the dash and smelling the leather a little bit. So we'll show you what we did there. We do have this really neat clock tower, and you can see this is a mess right now because we are in the process of moving some things around and shaking it up a bit. We have our Ted's Drive-In. So now on here we will put silent movies, or during our Veterans Day event we'll run the Bob Hope USO. Okay, there we go. We're back. All right. Had to try to put the Wi-Fi back on. Let's see. Okay. So, again, as lead you into saying that how we've got some new stuff set up and a new display area. So what we did, thanks to our friends over at the Cobble Beach Concours, they had these banners made when we took our cars to the Toronto Auto Show. So we use these basically to build a wall. And now we've brought our mascots, which we're still in the process of restocking, and putting our mascot collection back in here. And we'll have some stanchions set up back in this area, but you'll be able to step back and you can see the massive pipes from our Wurlitzer Theater organ. These are the largest pipes of the organ. So again, this is something new that we're going to be opening up when we do reopen. And we'll be able to use this as another display area. So that'll be something new that we hope you enjoy. And of course our little Volkswagen 1970 is wrought iron. So this is not painted. This is, let me see if I can show you. This goes right through. So this is all wrought iron there. Very, very heavy car, but very cool. Always air conditioned. And then we have our twin trucks over here. The 1936 REO Speedwagon pickup truck and the 1936 Mack Junior pickup truck. So what Mack did is they were thinking of going into the smaller truck business. So instead of taking the big leap, they had REO build them, and then they rebadged them. So you can kind of pick out the differences, where you can see that Mack put chrome around the windshield and REO does not. REO also has one wiper, where Mack has two. And of course, you have that adorable Mack Bulldog mascot. There he is there. Oh, cutie. Poor thing looks like he's freezing though. So, those are our twin trucks. And these cars we keep covered just because it's easier for cleaning purposes. They're not the easiest to dust. So this was built by Jeff Jones. And this is a recreation of the Ed Roth's Mysterion car. And it is a fascinating car, and it draws a lot of attention. It's very cool to see. I mean, this video will do this one no justice. You have to come here and see this car. So, and we will open up again, so we won't have to always do it this way. And this is our Kirkham bodied Cobra back here. It's aluminum body. Again, this one is covered because it's so hard to keep clean. Excuse me. And so it's easier to keep it covered, and then it's less dusting, which means less scratching for us. There's the Essex. They had to put that out there. We do a little bit of maintenance work on the cars here, a little bit of repair work, but for the most part, they do go out if need be. So this is our Wurlitzer Theater organ. And this one was made at the Wurlitzer factory, and then it was taken right to the family home in Cincinnati, to the mansion. And it was installed in the mansion. It has been changed a little bit since that time. We do have a photo of the original, how it looked originally, and it was, again, added a few more things to it as it grew. And back in that back wall there, that's another reason adding on that extra area back there, because then you can get a better look at the percussion wall. So you can see the percussion wall there, and the horn section. Those are the where the pipe rooms are back there. You'll see those open and close, the shutters there, and then all the way back there, you can kind of see up. I'm trying to point. Where's my finger? Kind of see right up in here are the horn section for this Wurlitzer. So we'll play that in a minute. As we walk down this aisle first, we'll go down here. We've got our 1924 Marmon, our 1926 Duesenberg Model A. This is an all-original 1927 Franklin. Very cool car. And shout out to our neighbors to the north. It's got our Ontario plate on there. This has got a very neat mascot too, a Franklin mascot. So we'll take a look inside this one. So, here. I don't know how good the lighting's going to be on these. But again, just being able to look inside. We have our drool rags on the doors. All the drool rags are being removed so that we can clean everything, wipe everything down, and again, stay sanitized so that we can make sure that everybody's healthy. This is our 1934 Duesenberg Model J. And we usually leave the hood open on this one, so you can check that out. And love, love, love the color on this one. This is a 1936 Auburn 852 Supercharged Speedster. Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing to stay stable. Can't stabilize the stabilizer. This is a 1930 Stutz. It's a Wayman-bodied sedan, so it has more of a fabric body, and it's not painted. Parts of it are painted. Fenders are obviously painted, but you can see the texture in there. And that's again, you can come out and see that one in person. Hello, Maggie May. This is our 1930 Packard 745. Deluxe 8 Phaeton. I call that my Red Wings car. We'll go back to this one first. This is a 1930 Cadillac. It's a V16 Cadillac. Sorry, all this talking. No, it's not the virus. Because I know that's going to come up. All right, so there's our V16 Cadillac. (1932) Stutz DV32. This is probably my favorite of the collection. This is a 1931 Cord. This is actually a recreation of the lost Cord. It is just such a beautiful car. This one was finished in 2004. It's got this beautiful decanter set here in the doorway. This was made during Prohibition, so this door actually folds up and hides into the door, the panel. And on that side, you have cigars. So, but this is just, as I said, this is one of my most favorite cars. This one's a combination of all three. It's got a bit of Duesenberg, it's got a bit of Auburn, and it's got a bit of Cord in it. So, but there's that one there. That's a beauty. This is another one of my favorites because my dad worked for Chrysler, so I'm partial to Chrysler. But this is a 1932 Chrysler Imperial. Just gorgeous car. And we got a 32 Cadillac Coupe. I don't know if I can get used to saying that. And a 32 Chevrolet Confederate. This was the other one that we had at the Toast of Hockeytown for the Detroit Red Wings. And over here we have a few posters that are kind of interesting. Well, this one's got 2,600 makes of automobiles sold in the U.S. the past 80 years or more. And obviously this is from a while ago, so there's probably a few that are missing if they're newer ones. And then there's almost like a timeline of the automobiles and how they built the nation. And we have our little Detroit Tigers guy there, of course. So, in here we have our, to top off our Auburn Cord Duesenberg row. This is our 37 Cord 812 Supercharged Sportsman. Just the colors of these are just fabulous. And one of the anchor cars here, of course, is this beauty. I'm sure you all know what this one is. If you don't, you can come here and you can get educated on this, because this is a story that needs to be heard. This is number 1015 of the Tucker 48s. Of course, you can see it's got its little center headlight, and that center headlight turns with the steering wheel. It does not turn on until it turns 10 degrees. Then that light will come on and lights the way on your turns, which many people think is something new. Not new. Good job, Maggie. Yes, that's what it is, a Tucker. And we've had the honor of having a few of the Tucker family members here. We've had John, who is the grandson of Preston Tucker, and then we've had his sons, Sean and Mike, who are great-grandsons of Preston Tucker. So when you come here, sometimes we'll open up the doors, we'll open up the hood, so you can take a look inside, get to see what it's like inside of a Tucker. You got the radio over here, and of course, and here's your shifter right there. So, you got your safety glass, your padded dash. All right, that's solid doors. We do have an extra Tucker engine also here that you can check out, and then all of our Tucker memorabilia. Which posters, Maggie? And this is a very cool print that we have. We got these photos. This was from Pebble Beach 2018, where we had our Tucker, and Tucker 1044 that was restored by Rob Ida and also Sean and Mike Tucker. It is owned by Howard Kroplik, and he had that car at the, oh yes, Maggie. Yeah, maybe we could do that. But he had the car, both of them had, both of these cars were at Pebble Beach, and we did the tour. So these photos were taken on Highway 1 in Pebble Beach, or it's actually Big Sur, I think is where the photos were. So this photographer caught us passing by, and then here's the, it's kind of, you're getting the glare here, but this is Tucker 44, and back here you can see Sean Tucker waving, and here you can see John Tucker is in the back of our car, and he's waving. So there are two identical color Tuckers passing each other, carrying 3 Tuckers inside these cars. So it's an awesome day. And Tucker 1044 took 2nd in class, where we took 3rd. I'm very, very pleased to be where we were with them. It was just an awesome day. George Lucas took 1st, and you can't beat the guy who did the movie, so even with family, I guess. But we're going to walk our way over this way because you can hear the cars running. So we're going to run through these pretty quick here. We've got our 1932 Nash, our 1934 Studebaker President Regal Roadster. This is our 1934 LaSalle. 1935 Lincoln Model K. This is another fan favorite. 1935 Chrysler Airflow. Beautiful, beautiful car. This is something that's really cool on here too. Yes, my throat's just getting dry from talking. A little fan there on the driver's on the steering column. This is our Valentine car. If you saw our Valentine video, this is what it was, our 1935 Brewster Town car. And we do have a little, our little guests back there. This is our 35 Ford Woody Wagon. Beautiful, beautiful car. Our 36 Terraplane. Here's our 39 Shark-Nosed Ram. And of course, this is the one we use for Shark Week. We got that awesome front end on that one. Oh, so cool. So we're going to work our way back there. Here's our 1912 Stoddard Dayton Fire Chief car, with equipped with hook and ladder and hose. Our 1915 American LaFance Rhino Speedster. We do start this one up now and then. There's their little mascot. This was all custom done out of Penn Dutch Restoration. This was built on a 1925 American LaFran fire truck chassis. Back in the back there you can see our Amphicar. This is the one that started it all. This is our 1930 Ford Model A Roadster. This was the first car that was purchased. And when Mr. Stahl purchased this, it was a project car for him and his kids to work on and tinker with. And then they showed it at the Eyes on Design show, where they were introduced to so many wonderful cars and even better, more car people, which are amazing people. I mean, you all know it, you're car people. And so this is kind of the bug that bit them and grew into this. This is our 1904 Winton Flyer. This is the Reavers car. This was owned by Steve McQueen, and it was used in the Reavers movie with Steve McQueen. And after the movie was finished filming, he bought it and kept it in his collection. He loved this car. This was our 1929 Stutz Model M. This one was shown at Pebble Beach last year, and we did get third in class with that. It was a class winner. It's just another beautiful car that you have to come and see to believe this car. And I think they took the Austin out for a spin, so we'll make sure we catch up to that when they come back in. But yeah, see, it's hard to see these interiors, but when you're here, you can put your hands on those drool rags, and we are washing them and scrubbing them all. And so we're gonna make our way back over here. And this is our 1940 Packard station wagon, and behind that, it's got a Pierce Arrow travel trailer. So, well, since they're gone down there, we're gonna walk down this way some more. Got a 1940 Packard. This is a body by Darren. 1941 Graham Hollywood sedan. 1947 Packard Clipper. Keep this thing stable. And in here, this is the 37 Pierce Arrow Travel Lodge. Pierce Arrow built many cars that people couldn't really afford, so then they put campers that they couldn't really afford either, but they are beautiful. So this has the original stove, and it's just, again, with that copper metal screen. Oh, it's beautiful. 1948 Chrysler Town and Country. Hello, Ray. Hello, Josh. This is another guest favorite, our Volkswagen 23 window van, and it's got its little camper attached to it. You can see inside here. Got a little model car back on there, a little kids pedal car. So this is our 1950 Ford Custom Deluxe. Our 1954 Kaiser Darren. This is an all fiberglass body. And it's got unique, I can do this without pocket doors. So you can see that's how those open and close. How you doing, Ray? Good to see you. This is another really neat one. This is a 1924 Delage. This is body is by Laborde, which was a boat builder. They were boat builders, so obviously you can see the boat tail on it. It's got 3 layers of mahogany. Those are all copper rivets that are in there. The car was found in a tow yard, or in a junkyard, being used as a tow vehicle in London in the 60s. It was pulled out. Gentleman did a restoration on it, and at that time he painted the fenders a cream color. It was then used for the movie Chariots of Fire. So if you watch that movie, you'll see bits and pieces of this car will be in there. Well, not bits and pieces, the whole car's in it, but at times in the movie. Then it was sold, and it was repurchased, or was restored again, done by a master boat builder. And again, that's where you can see the work. You can just see the beauty of the work that was done in here. And those doors. Oh. And it's just a very, very cool car. And we get over into our 50s era here. And we also have our Blues Brothers, and all of the glasses are getting cleaned and sterilized. Actually, we'll probably throw those out because we have new ones anyway. So we'll have new packages of new glasses when we reopen. Thank you, Dwayne. And you can come on inside. We don't serve food, but you can pretend. You can take some great pictures, grab a sundae, sit down at the bar stools, or you can sit down in the booths with our little special guests there. and listen to the Wurlitzer. And we do have other music that'll play in here separately. So here we have a 51 Hudson Hornet. And again, I know these are very popular, but no mechanical questions. This is our 58 Ford Fairlane Skyliner retractable, a hardtop retractable. We have a little model of this car to show what it looks like when it, as you're retracting. So you can see that. Now and then we'll pop the top on this one too. So, and then we have our 55 Oldsmobile Super 88 convertible. Very cool car. We also have a lineup of jukeboxes back here. Various ones. We'll play them for you. We ask you don't touch, because some of them don't work very well, or some of them may get jammed easy. So if you ever want to hear one when you're here, all you got to do is ask somebody and they'll play it for you, if it can be played. This is a neat little car. This is one that we had at St. John's, at the Concours d'Elegance of America in Plymouth. This one is a 1958 Zundap Janus, and it's called Janus because the Roman god Janus could see forward and backward, and when these doors are closed, you can't tell which way the car is going. It's coming or going. And oh, you're welcome, Maggie. And these seats fold down so you can actually sleep in it too. So kind of neat. And there we have a Zundap motorcycle. This is an interesting piece. This was donated to us. I would say it's technically on loan because we'll eventually give this back to the family. But this gentleman, he worked at the Ford Utica trim plant. And when he was retiring in 1980, the people that were the sewers took these scraps and they made this jacket. So this is all car seat material. It's a very heavy coat, but it's all, you can tell they're like from the cars from the 60s and the 70s. But this was given to him as his retirement present in 1980. This was for Don Corey. And the family, again, let us borrow it, and we've got it on display here so you can come and check it out. It's a pretty neat piece. Now, and we're going to go back over here. We've got our station wagon. Well, kind of like a station wagon. It's a stagecoach. This is Kalamazoo and Grand Rapids. They would drive this. It would take 10 hours to go from Kalamazoo to Grand Rapids, where now it's like less than an hour to get there. This is one of 2 stagecoaches that was built for Pattison and Ward to make that run. And it looks as though it's being hauled by Wendell, our wonderful Wendell. Wendell is a mechanimal that was built in England. He was built for the Cunningham drugstore chain in Detroit, and they took possession of him in the early 50s and used him to display and advertise jumbo photo prints and jumbo milkshakes. So at that time his name was Jumbo, but now he's Wendell. And he does run. He does have a motor on him. We're in the process of setting up a video display for him, and people like to come and feed him his peanuts here. But he does, again, he does run. We had him at the anniversary for RM out in up in Canada, and we got to ride him in the parade, which was a lot of fun. So, but yeah, you can see this is his water tank. He sprays water out of his nose, and just a lot of fun. So again, that's something else to need to come and see here. Oh, now we gotta get this to come back down. Okay. And this is our European row. We've got our Ford Eiffel up there in the front there. And then we have a 1926 AC Royal Roadster. And then this is a 1932 Elvis. Another great mascot on this one. I love these mascots. 1928 Bentley. This one does have a leather body also. And then we have a 1913 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. And a very cool horn over here on this one. So, and then this is our 1925 Renault. It is the largest Renault that was built. And this is a Model 45 Tourer. This is our 1934 Bugatti Type 57 Atlante Coupe, or Coupe, however you want to say it. This is a really beautiful car. And then we have our little Messerschmitt here. We do have a couple cars stacked up in the aisle here. And let me see if I can get around and show these off here. We'll still play some more music. We've got our Titanic pub. You can step up and order a drink, but no, you can't, just for display purposes. So what we did here is another change that we made. This is our Great Race corner. So we have the Hannibal, which was used in the Great Race movie. This was Jack Lemmon and Peter Falk's car. And then on this side, we have the Leslie, which was Tony Curtis and Natalie Wood's car. And then we also have a 1907 Thomas Flyer. And the 1907 Thomas Flyer is the car that won the original Great Race in 1908 that went from New York to Paris. So again, these are all things you can come out and see. Now I was saving one thing for last here, other than seeing the car running, which we'll get to that one in a minute. But we have the newest addition to the collection, which we just had out at the Amelia Island Concours. This is our 1919 Pierce Arrow. Now this car was custom built for the silent screen actor Fatty Arbuckle. He ordered the car in 1918 and he took possession of it in early 1920, I believe it was. And it is, you can't even really tell this coloring on here. It is like a deep blue, purpley. It's hard to tell, but it's beautiful. And it does have his initials up here. Roscoe, and I can't remember his middle name, Arbuckle. But this is another very neat car to come and see. We just got this in, just came here on Monday. Just yesterday morning we got it in. So this will be another one that you can come in and see and check it out. And I think we're going to step outside and see if we can catch up with them, because I think they're trying to run that car. And then we'll come back and play a little bit more music for you. So let's see what they're doing out here. Oh, there they go. There he's going with it. So we'll just step over here. I don't know if I'm going to lose a signal. But in the summertime, we do try to step outside and start up some cars during our cruise-ins. We'll also do that. Let's see where he took off to. Let's go into our other parking lot. I know if I go over there, though, I'm going to probably lose my signal because I'm on Wi-Fi. So we're going to just stay over here. Again, this is a 1909 Austin. So this is what we do too to get them exercises when we're working on them, or just as a regular basis. We try to get them out, give them some exercise. And again, we're going to do that more in the summer. Let people observe that and be more of a part of it. So let's see if he's going to come back this way yet. on there. So again, this is an Austin, not made in Europe. This is a this was built in Grand Rapids. We're gonna step back in and get to some music because we haven't played the Wurlitzer yet. Oh, there you can see that color with that door open. Okay, so now in order to play the Wurlitzer, we have this on a separate program so that we can have organists come in and they will play the Wurlitzer for us. And as they play, we have our computer that records their movements. So you're not hearing a recording per se, you're just there. It is just recording the movements, and then it sends the movements back to the organ to tell it what to play. So this is our row of cars that we normally let people sit in, and of course right now we're not doing that. These are all going to get scrubbed down, but we do let people come in and sit in a few cars, a few chosen cars. And let's see, we're gonna select an organist. We're gonna play a little song that you may have heard. Okay. So I'm going to walk towards the front because you get a better sound of it. And you can see it all play. Do that, James. Okay, so now we've got two other pieces left in the museum. Oh, I didn't. Our Tatra, 1948 Tatra, staring down our Tucker. Czechoslovakian built. Auga. Yep, that's right, Jerry. Okay, so now to come back here and get the iPad again so that we can play the last two musical items that we have here for you. So we're going to go over here and do this one first. In honor of Jerry, and when you come here, you'll know why we're doing this. But we can say, time to play the Mortier. So this is the Mortier Dance Hall organ. And these were made in Belgium. And Johnny Verbeek was a well-known organ restorer and builder. And he did the restoration with his son on this one. And let's see, I'm going to have to probably back up so we can get everything on this, but I'm going to get it started first. So I'm going to power it on, get the pumps going. No Christmas music, not at this time. Here we go. There we go. So that is, again, our 1924 Wurlitzer Theater organ. I'm sorry, nope, that's not that. That's the Mortier Dance Hall organ. So, as I said, Johnny Verbeek was the gentleman who did the restoration on this. Well, he actually built organs himself also. So the one we have up here is a Verbeek organ. And this one was completed, I believe, around in 2010. And it is also believed to be the last organ he built before he passed away. So it's a very special piece that we have here. And we'll demonstrate that one also. Let's see. Again, trying to do this one-handed. Okay, let's try this one here. I agree. You do need to come in and experience these, but for those who can't come right now, we just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what we got here so that you can make plans when everything is right in the world again. You can come back out and see it. You can see all the little movements going on. There we go. So that is the Verbeek organ. Again, that one was completed, I believe, around 2010. So that's pretty much covers the place. But again, I mean, you can see that there's so much more here that I didn't and wasn't able to show, with all the different signs, neons, other cars, other musical items that you may not have seen. So when you get a chance and when we open back up, we haven't set a date for opening yet. At this point, right now, we're going to definitely be closed next week also. And we'll probably, hopefully, being able to reopen on March 31st, I believe is the next Tuesday, and then be open for the first Saturday of the month. But again, we're going to have to play that all by ear. So stay tuned to our social media, our Facebook, our website. We'll have phone message. We'll send out a mass email, again, to let everybody know what's going on and when they can come back. And hopefully everyone's using this time to spend time with your family, get back to some board games, you know, read to your kids, teach them to read. There's so many things you can teach the kids now when they're home instead of things that they're not learning that they're not when they're in school. So it's a great time to do all that. You know, you can look at the bad parts. Yes, there's many bad parts about it, but a lot of good can come out of it too. So, you know, take the time that we're given here now, and, you know, it's a chance to kind of slow down a bit and soak in your family and stay home with your pets. I'm sure everybody's dogs and cats, well, maybe not cats, but dogs are happy that you're home, and get to more belly rubs and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, and be kind to one another. If you know somebody who needs toilet paper and you're stocked up, be willing to share and not jack up the price. So, no, I'm not hinting that I need toilet paper. I'm good, thanks. But, yeah, so hopefully we'll be opening up again soon, and we will be able to share this with everybody again, and so everyone can come and see it. If you have questions, please feel free. You can email us, info@stallsauto.com, or you can call us. We are in the office at this time until if we hear anything different. And again, if we do, we'll post that. But for right now, any questions you may have, or you know, if you're watching the video and there's something else you want to see a close-up of, give us a call. We'll hook you up. We'll get some close-up videos or pictures, and or if you want to hear an instrument that you didn't get to hear, just let me know. We'll get you set up. We'll let you hear it, because we don't want anybody to miss out just because, you know, we have to stay home right now. So thanks all for watching, and have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. And I think you can still hug your kids. I think it's still good. Thanks. Bye.